Hi everyone, it's Rendon with TJ Free. In this video, I want to talk about these tiny little Raspberry Pi computers and using them as a portable mobile workstation or as a replacement for your permanent workstation. So I have a couple set up right over here, and we're going to take a look at these. So these are all running the Raspbian operating system with a Raspberry Pi as the computer. And so we're going to step through and kind of show some different options for keyboards and screens and battery packs and ways that you can accomplish this. So this first one is the official Raspberry Pi screen. So it's a touch screen. So you can just tap on here. I use this, Cody for my kids on this. And so we take this in the car and they'll watch movies and listen to music on it. But it's touch screen, so the whole thing is nice that it's touch screen, but you can also use a mouse and keyboard. So this is a nice Logitech keyboard all in one. It's all wireless. What I really like about this whole setup here is that the whole thing, we can have it set up in the car because it runs on a battery just like this that has like these 18650 battery cells in it. And this is just a USB charger coming out, and it plugs into the Raspberry Pi, which is just right here. So this is the actual Raspberry Pi, and this is the Raspberry Pi 3, and that's the receiver for the keyboard. So I'll include links for all of this stuff, but it's a great screen. It's not, I don't think it's even full H, it might be 1080p. I'll include the descriptions for this, some info for it. But it's a great screen, I like it a lot. Just make sure if you get one, that you get the one that's for your Raspberry Pi. So this is a Raspberry Pi 3, and if you were using the Raspberry Pi 4, the case fits just a little bit differently. Moving on, so this is also another Raspberry Pi 3. I've hooked this one to a little switch right here for turning on and off on the USB cable. Then just an HDMI cord goes out and plugs into this monitor. This monitor is also powered by a USB cable. And so this could be portable as well, but I have it plugged into grid power, but you could just plug all of that into this as well and run this whole thing. So I'm using the Atrius keyboard that I built a while back and a mouse for this. And so this is just a regular, desktop. You have different applications and programs here. And a much bigger screen. So this is LibreOffice here if you wanted to do like some presentations or something. See if we can do a pie chart. And again, this is a little bit slower because it's an older Raspberry Pi 3. But yeah, you can insert charts and just work on whatever you want to do. Video editing is a little bit slow, and some audio stuff can be slower. I have Blender installed on one of these, and it actually runs, but it's slow. I was going to say this screen is 1440p resolution though, so this is actually really nice for watching like HD video on, and it does play. That's one thing the Raspberry Pi does pretty well, is playback video, including HD and even 4K video on the Raspberry Pi 4. Moving on, this is the PiBookPro, so it's actually a laptop that you can plug. Well, it's a screen and keyboard with a built-in battery, so it looks like a laptop or kind of like a Chromebook type setup. But you have to hook up a Raspberry Pi to it. So if you notice here, the USB cable is sending the video. So the HDMI is not even plugged in on this. The video is going over the USB cable and into a special port on this kind of laptop setup. There's no processor, no RAM in this at all. It's just a screen and a keyboard and a touchpad. But it's actually really nice. So we're running Inkscape right here, and this is the Raspberry Pi 4. And it's just a great little setup that you can do. You can use your Raspberry Pi with a screen and a keyboard. So this is the PiBookPro, and they're actually giving one of these away. So check out my other video. We're going to do a giveaway with one of these, I think, the end of the month, for just like being subscribed to the channel and commenting on the video where we kind of do an overview of one of these PiBookPros. So check that out if you want one of these. And they're also very inexpensive, $80 to buy this whole setup with minus the Raspberry Pi, but it's very priced pretty reasonably, I think. And this last one here is just hooked to a regular monitor, and we have mouse and keyboard, but this keyboard is the case. This is the one we covered a while back. It's from Zyvhur. That's Z-Y, like here, Z-Y-V-H-U-R. And this is actually the Raspberry Pi is inside this 3D printed keyboard. And you see it has like this RGB backlighting. Let me focus on that. So we've got RGB backlighting on this. Just a really cool keyboard, but it's just an all-in-one solution. So you can have the Raspberry Pi coming out the back. I also put a power switch on this one. And so you have your keyboard and your Raspberry Pi all hooked together. So all you have to do is plug in a cable to power it and a cable for your screen. And again, this could be, you can mix and match this keyboard with this screen. or any of these keyboards if you want to go wireless or whatnot. Now, most of these Raspberry Pis have a 128 gigabyte SD card that they're running. That's kind of their operating system is installed on there. It's like the hard drive where everything is stored, all the files, all the programs. But if you want more storage, if you're doing video or lots of pictures, you want storage, you can use an external USB drive like this. You can put a solid state drive in here. You could even boot from that. It's a little bit, have it set up a little bit differently. But you can totally use something like this, or even just like a USB flash drive for extra storage on these Raspberry Pis. And since they all have built-in Bluetooth, you can also use something like a Bluetooth speaker or like a Bluetooth headphones like this. And it just makes it really nice. You don't have to plug in a headphone jack to get to access the audio. So especially if you're traveling or on a plane or something, that can be kind of nice. And then as far as the battery packs, if you don't want to build your own, here's like a nice little one. These are like, I want to say $20 or so. So this is like a brand new little battery pack that just has, you just plug in, you charge it with a USB cable. And this particular one also has 2 USB ports on it that output power. Just make sure if you're using the Raspberry Pi 4, you get one that has like over 3 amps of power output. You want to get a kind of a modern one because the more powerful these Raspberry Pis get, the more power they want to use from the USB port. So you might be wondering now, what's the difference between kind of these computers over here and like a full computer setup like something nice like this? Well, if you're wondering that, I'll tell you there's not a whole lot of difference because this is actually a Raspberry Pi as well. So this is just hooked up here, and it looks a little different because it has this Coral USB accelerator because I'm using this for some TensorFlow stuff right now. But this is the Raspberry Pi right here. And so we can come over and we can see, oh, my hands are all tied up. But I have some different things open here. So we've got like Inkscape running. This is Flowblade for video editing. Or this is Flowblade, this is the LMMS for audio. All of this stuff works pretty well, and I'm actually really impressed with it. Of course, the video editing, you're going to be a little bit slower just because it's the Raspberry Pi, but this is the 8 gigabyte version, this kit from Labists that we looked at a couple of weeks ago. So it has 8 gigabytes of RAM, you've got multi-core processing, and it's just a great, it really does work. This is a ultra wide screen at a higher resolution. It's like 1440. I forget the resolution, but it's it's higher than HD resolution. It's an ultra wide screen, and it's just a really good setup. And so hopefully this video has been informative for you. We're going to dive in a little bit deeper and look at some of the actual performance, and maybe I'll do a side-by-side comparison of the extra time it takes to use the Raspberry Pi for things like video editing. Oh, did I mention you can even run Blender? Like Blender will run on the Raspberry Pi 4. It's very slow. It's not efficient for most things, but you can run Blender to do like 3D modeling. It's pretty impressive. So depending on what you're doing, if you're just like surfing the web, if you're looking to replace a Chromebook, Raspberry Pi is going to do that hands down, no problem. If you're looking to replace more of like a high-end PC, like something like this, then you may want to consider your options. Well, I hope you found this video informative, guys. Go ahead and leave your questions and comments below if you have any, and check out some of the other videos where we'll dive into some more details about the AI TensorFlow project and about the PiBookPro, for example. And I'll try to link to some of the videos that I've done in the past about like the Zyvhur and some of these other products as well. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to catching you in the next one.